I pull up, roll the window down it. I pull up, roll the window down it. Yeah, I pull up, roll the window down it.
Baby, you don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel like chemistry. I won't let no one come and take your place. Cause the love you give, you can't be replaced.
It's not in the case of anybody.
That's why I spend my life with you.
Hi, hotties, kettles, tea stirs. You're here for hot tea. All commentary is alleged, and in my opinion, this is for entertainment purposes only.
So what do you call me? Hello, Ralph. What do you call me? Hello, Ralph. What do you call me? Yo, I made all of this food here. The steak, the hot dogs, the chicken.
No, it ain't hold on a ready. That's what I thought I would do for the old doctor. I'm gonna sit down and make me a plate.
Hey, Helen.
Hey, hey, grandmama.
You Ralph made
You made another meat? So you have two.
the steak.
Oh, look at this.
Wow, that's so good.
Listen, look, based on everything that's going on, I think we should go our separate ways. I think, we fit there. Yo, look, if they come down, everybody got free reign because she's not allowed to be down here. So if she come down these steps, I'm going to the courts. You know what I'm saying? Y'all putting it right in the app. Hey, Drew violated the order. Look, it's not a game out here. You know what I'm saying? It's not a game. I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business here. Let me drink to that.
What up, ho? We are other people business, and we have to talk about Drew Sidora and Ralph, and realistically, how sick and crazy and delusional Ralph is. And Drew making the song "Delu" is fucking perfect. And I'm really wanting to make this video just to point out a lot of the similarities between Ralph and Mill's baby mama Martell, because I did a video. If you guys haven't watched that video, I'm going to pin it in this video, basically speaking about how Ralph has been, in my opinion, taking a lot of Mill's baby mama Martell plays out of his book. He's using the same playbook that Mill's baby mama is using, but trying to refurbish it a little bit. So I wanted to make this video basically to piggyback off of that and talk about that a little bit more, because I knew that when that video was posted of Ralph and Drew yesterday in the kitchen cooking and her eating out his hands, that one, it was a setup to make her look bad. He would use this to make her look bad, and he literally did it within a blink of an eye. So Ralph is already using that moment to discredit Drew. He basically did an interview saying that Drew always liked to play the victim and Drew is always lying, etc. He is literally a sick, insane individual, in my opinion. And he is doing the same thing Mill's baby mama is doing. And unfortunately, Drew think that she's going to be able to give a Negro like this grace when you really have to stick it to this type of person and stick it to him hard, or else he's going to literally do any and everything to make you look bad. And unfortunately, and I always say this, when we're talking about Black women versus Black men, it doesn't seem like we ever win in these battles. You can literally see multiple examples. And I'm sure this happened in other communities, but I don't give a fuck about other communities right now. I'm only talking about the Black community. I see this a lot within the Black community because I'm in the Black community. So I'm going to talk about the Black community. But it seems as though it doesn't matter when a Black woman is going up against a Black man. Even with all the proof, all the evidence, she is still going to have a huge target on her back. And it's so unfortunate. And when it comes to Black women, it comes from every angle. And I know it's a lot of lame ass men that's probably going to get in the comment section crying, oh my gosh, women, we don't give a fuck, Negro. Get your ass up on my comment section, bitch, because I am going to cuss your ass out. I do not give a fuck about your feelings, ho. Go be a leader. Okay? Bye. Anyways, but going back to Drew, and just, it just seems like You know, she's battling a lot of the women on Love and Marriage Hunts. I'm talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville. Oh my gosh, y'all. She's battling a lot of the, because it's kind of similar to what Mill was going through on Love and Marriage Huntsville, which is why that's stuck in my mind, because I'm about to connect the two. But Drew is going through a lot with the women on Real Housewives of Atlanta, like Portia continuing to lie on her and make it seem like she was trying to mess with her baby daddy, the hot dog man, Dennis. And that's something that we kind of saw in Love and Marriage Huntsville, how Letitia was so insecure. She was trying to make it seem like Mel and Marceau may possibly have something going on because of the lies that Martell had spreaded. If you guys want me to do the full debunkture with just the clips, I already got that loading. But if there's some of the video clips that you want me to add, leave it down in the comment section and I might have time to add that in the video that I'm already creating. And what to look for in that video are clips that I'm going to use to compare Mills' baby mama Martell and Ralph, because again, to me, they're using the same playbook. And like I said in my last video, this could have everything to do with the fact that they have the same publicist and the same people that are giving them the same advice, which I don't know, y'all. But when it comes to Melody, I could remember people considering Martell Holt to be a good looking guy and a good guy. That was the same thing for Drew and Ralph. People look at Drew and they instantly are, I don't know, mesmerized by him. They think he's some type of handsome guy, but I can look at a narcissistic character and see him for just that, a ugly ass, evil ass person. When Mel was going through what she was going through, Mel's baby mama Martell was trying to convince her friends and anybody that would listen that Mel was not a good person and she wasn't who she have demonstrated to be who she was, which we always found out later on that that was a lie. And we see that same thing happening with Drew and Ralph. Ralph just sat down and had a conversation with Portia and Shamia, basically to discredit Drew and make her look bad, which is just not, it's just not a good look as a man in general. Sitting down with the ops, that's a reflection of your character, not necessarily Drew's. And another one that I want to add, it seems like Meryl's baby mama and Ralph both have failed get backs. Both of them tried to do these things to get back at their ex or ex-wives or exes, whatever, and it just always fall flat in my opinion. Both of them lied about cheating, right? Both of them lied about cheating, and on top of both of them lying about cheating, they both tried to make it seem like they left or appearing to leave their marriages because the woman had cheated on them first. They have always literally come out with this lie. It's always, oh, they cheated on me first. If that was really the truth, they would have been divorced these women a long time ago. Both of them got that same lie, which is again why I feel like they are operating out of the same playbook. We know that Mel's baby mama Martell tried to say that when Mel left his ass and never went back that day when she moved out, that she was cheating on him. But you know, we know what it was. She ain't never been back since. It wasn't what he was doing. He literally had a baby on her. And then when it comes to Ralph, we know his motherfucking ass went to Tampa and didn't say nothing. And I don't know how Drew didn't change the locks and pack her shit up and move out on that day, but it is what it is. She's suffering the consequences for not knowing how to fucking leave. And unfortunately, a lot of women suffer consequences for not choosing themselves, having self-respect, and knowing when to damn leave. But we know that Ralph brought up Ty to make it seem like Drew was cheating on him with Ty, even though that came after the Tampa stuff and him spying on her and all of the other stuff. And speaking of spying, we know that allegedly Martell Holt was spying on Melody by trying to tape her phone and stuff. And we also know per Drew's mouth and Ralph's mouth that Ralph had cameras in the house when he was gone into Tampa, and Drew felt like he was spying on her. And I think that's very weird, sicko behavior. But nonetheless, moving on, they both are happy to share the court documents that's going on between them, their ex-wives, and the custody arrangement agreements and stuff like that. They don't give a fuck about the kids, in my opinion, because if they did, then they would understand why it's important to protect the children and protect their personal information, especially when they have parents that are public figures the way Mel's baby mama and Ralph is. But they don't care about stuff like that. They only care about making their exes look bad. And last but not least, but I already spoke about this kind of, but not really. They both cheated, but at the end of the day, they both told their wives that they wanted an open relationship, or they wanted to basically be able to be street niggas. Let's just call a spade what it is. Y'all get in the comment section and let me know what I'm missing for this debunkture that I'm going to add either later on tonight or probably tomorrow. Let me know what I'm missing to add. I already got all of the clips loaded, but if there's anything that I'm missing, please let me know. Moving on, I want to talk about how I told y'all in my last video this was going to make Drew look bad, and it did just that. It made her look bad. She sat down with Carlos King, and per her words, she feels like Carlos King humanizes people, even though I'm going to have to disagree. But whatever. The interview itself did make her look good. I feel like a lot of people would have been able to resonate with her. And then she fucking turned around and gets set up and played by her ex-husband, Ralph. And of course, dumbass, ditzy-brained ass bitches like Brittany Edie up in the comment section relishing the fact that he's trying to blast his ex-wife. I don't know what's all of this hate and resentment that women have to go through when they're dealing with abusive, narcissistic husbands like Mel's baby mama, Martell, and Ralph. But this is the same playbook. For whatever reason, when women are going through divorces with men like this, it's so hard for them to have a sense of community, sisterhood, or some type of safe space or group, because there's so many people that are always willing to align with the man just because they view him as being better. It seems like they view him as being, I don't know what the fuck, right? But there's always this hierarchy when it comes to men and women. And at some point, like, the shit has to stop, right? Right is right, wrong is wrong. I don't know, y'all. All right, that's enough of my rambling. Y'all check out all of these clips, okay? Get in the comment section. Let me know what you got to say about all of this. And for now, we about these hoes' business.
To me, that's confusing the child. You know what I'm saying? Like, Melanie and I, we get along with each other until we jump on TV or something like that. You know, she want to paint a narrative. In tonight's episode, we saw
Drew plays a game on TV, though. You know what I'm saying? So she plays a damsel in distress card. And it's amazing for her because, you know, it's a role. It's a character. And she does it so well because she's an actress that everything goes. Like, she can go and, like, she can throw a rock, hide her hand, and then cry about it. That junk is so... For a while, you know, I could never really talk about it. Now I can, of course. Drew plays a game on TV, though. You know what I'm saying? So she plays a damsel in distress card. And it's amazing for her because, you know, it's a role. It's a character. And she does it so well because she's an actress that everything goes. Like, she can go and, like, she can throw a rock, hide her hand, and then cry about it. That junk is so... For a while, you know, I could never really talk about it. Now I can, of course. Drew plays a game on TV.
I knew I couldn't even get through a sentence really, you know, at that time to talk through like my feelings. I am in a much better space, but there are still wounds, you know, that need to be healed. And I think because we are on this show and I'm watching things in real time with everyone and I'm seeing his actions and his behavior, it is having me to ponder what you just asked, which is like, was it ever real? You know, everything I thought is having me to consider like, but was it ever love? You know, did he ever respect? Because someone that would go and have dinner with your ops, right? And sit there and bash you. And let's be honest, like, I'm still the mother of his kids. We have kids together. We were married for now 10 years. So I'm like, someone that loves you and that respects you as even just the mother of your kids wouldn't behave this way. So then I just said to someone, I said, unless they never really loved you and they never really respected you. And that's where my train of thought has been. Because for me, I've never set out to bash Ralph. You know, I have done nothing but tried to protect him for his actions and tried to gain understanding for his actions. And I mean, as you see the season, I'm not sitting around talking about Ralph, I'm talking about my healing. And it was very, very hurtful to see that scene with him, Portia, and Shamia. They had this meeting. And so let's say respectfully, it's a business meeting. All right. But it went into discussion of Drew. And that's where I felt disrespected. I felt, you know, from Ralph being still technically legally married, I'm like, you know, you're volunteering information that was between you and I. You know, you're sitting here entertaining text messages that aren't real because we haven't seen them. You know, you're entertaining basically a try of a takedown of me, a destruction of me and my character, and really everything I've built since the age of 8. You know, it's like on top of what I've built for myself as an actress, as a mother, and then as a wife, you're trying to destroy that. And I just didn't think it was necessary. I didn't think it was necessary. Then he never told me. He never divulged anything to me. I literally found everything out on the show. And I just felt like, regardless of if our relationship and our marriage is not working out, there's still just a level of respect that you should have for the mother of your kids.
I felt so sorry for you when you allowed us, the viewers, to follow you go to court. And the judge, at the end of the day, did not do something that you wanted, which is, I believe, was unsealing. And he was gloating. And you were so frustrated and you cried. And I remember that in that moment, I said, and I like Ralph. I met Ralph. He's a cool guy. Again, I'm watching the show, so I'm only basing it off the show. I said to myself, oh, Ralph don't like you.
Okay.
He don't like you. And he's determined to expose you. I got that instantly. That was maybe a few episodes ago. So when I watched the scene and he brought up Ty, and he's alleging that, in the words of Lisa Nicole Cloud, that you and Ty are in a lesbian relationship.
Oh, okay.
Is that true?
Well, what I can say is, at the time when all of this came out, right, because to be honest, I'm tired of hearing about it. It's like a year old of information. It just wasn't the right time to talk about it, honestly. I think now today, I sit here and I say, like, what I went through with Ralph over the 10 years of marriage, no one got to really see that pain and really see every detail of what he did to me. And I can promise you this, if a cardboard box would have came and showed me some attention, I would have given it, right?
No, I think she did invite me. Because again, I don't think my daughter Mariah, my daughter, is going to lie on her mom to her dad. So I think that Melody told Mariah that your dad can come. Behind closed doors, Melody wanted to tell Mariah to say that I can't. So she wanted to put in Mariah and say that your dad can come, you know, but then still keep me away. That's how she did last year. So that's why I said this year should be my year. Mariah said that, emailed me. I got the email. He said, Mommy said you can come to the birthday party, Dad. And I'm like, cool, I'm coming. You know what I'm saying? So I got my daughter them a gift, and I went.